Update on what's happening in the market right now is Coinbase Vice Chair Ryan Van Crack says Democratic lawmakers added consumer protection provisions to the digital asset market structure bill under Senate consideration. Abu Dhabi Global Market recognizes Tether Gold as an accepted spot commodity, allowing regulated firms to offer services on its tokenized commodities gain broader adoption. So Bitcoin defies the recent tech stock sell-off as its decoupling from the equities and strategy fresh cash raise set the stage for a potential rally towards $70,000. So that's exciting because remember, it was down. Down. And then the Bank of Korea scales its project Hangang CBDC pilot to 500,000 users, with phase 2 moving real government money after phase 1 opened 81,000 wallets and saw 42% CBDC usage. Exciting. And Cointelegraph Daily Roundup covers Bitcoin price action, blockchain updates, DeFi shifts, Web3 progress, and the latest crypto regulation developments. So that's what's new in crypto news today. But yeah, quick little update with my fur babies, since you guys know in a live stream you can't not talk about my fur babies. We took them to the vet yesterday because remember, this is some fur babies that some people here decided to go back to their home country and they couldn't take their 2 fur babies with them. We've got a 7-year-old boy and an 8-year-old girl. His name's Kit, her name's Coco. They are absolutely gorgeous. I adore them so much. But what's happened is that I was like, I just want to bring them to the vet to have a bit of a checkup on how their health is. We brought them there. They said they were both quite healthy, but they both had really bad teeth. He almost didn't say decay, but just like really bad teeth. Like they'd not been cleaned in forever, I think. And no shame on the previous owners. Like I totally get it. It's not something we always think about. So unfortunately, the 2 fur babies have to go under anesthesia today and get their mouths cleaned because cats don't understand why they would have something in their mouth for that long with high pressure or whatever it was. But they said, unfortunately, they need to be put under anesthesia to have their mouth properly cleaned and get rid of all the plaque. So that's what my life is going to be in, like, I think I take them there in 3 hours. But also as a result of the anesthesia, they need to have no food for 6 hours and no water for like 4 hours. So my babies are currently fasting and they're actually doing okay. They wake me up for cuddles, not necessarily for food. So they've been good so far. But yeah, I'm definitely up a little bit earlier just so I can make sure I can keep them company and make them feel safe and comfortable. But yeah, so that's where I'm at with my fur babies, and hopefully everything will go smoothly. And then next week I will have my 2 regular live streams. It depends on what days we do, but I'll get back to you guys of that in the future. For anyone who's just tuning in right now and is a bit confused, SuperEx is a platform that you can deposit funds, withdraw funds, and you can do trades on both spot and futures. If someone doesn't really know what crypto is, cryptocurrency is digital money that exists online. It isn't controlled by a bank or a government. Instead, it runs on blockchain technology, which securely records transactions in a transparent way. So some common examples are Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT. Bitcoin is often seen as like digital gold. Ethereum powers applications, and USDT is a stable coin that stays close to the $1. But yeah, that's pretty much a quick little overview on what cryptocurrency is. And like I said just before, on SuperEx you can deposit crypto into your account. You can buy and sell crypto with spot trading, and then you can trade price movements using futures where you can use leverage. So yeah, that's a bit of an overview. If you guys have anything you particularly want to see today, please let me know in the comments down below. Or if this is a pre-recorded video that you guys have watched and that's already done with the live stream, still pop the comments down below, because I do like to do my best to go through the comments and make sure I'm making the content that you guys want to see that is of value to you. But yeah, all right, let's have a look at what page we're currently on. Before I do that, let me send through the link if you guys have an interest in getting onto SuperEx. Remember guys, my live stream, there's no pressure. I'm not pushing. I'm just informing you of the options that SuperEx has. I say this quite a fair bit, is that 2 months ago I decided to teach myself more about cryptocurrency, and then came across SuperEx, and self-taught myself how to do everything in the last 2 months, and now I feel quite comfortable along the process. So I'm no expert, that's for sure. And hopefully I can just share what bits of information I know about SuperEx. But yeah, all right. I feel like yesterday I did a bit of an overview on spot and futures. I'm pretty much going to jump straight into how to do spot again. And I feel like I've described the layout of everything, but I want to just quickly go back into a quick way of how I would make my first trade on spot. So pretend like I've already told you guys what the layout, remember what the graph is, trading panel, how to change between which pairs to trade between. I have talked to you guys about that before. Let me just make sure we are on, yes, we are on the correct one, because this one here is our future. Yes, okay. Brilliant. Okay, we're just going to do a quick little overview for spot, and then we can quickly do a quick overview for futures, and then I can briefly touch upon copy trading, which I really wanted to get to today. Okay, so at our trading panel, this is this on the right, we're going to set our buy price, okay? But before we do that, I'm going to pop it onto limit. So limit order is to buy and sell at a specific price or better. Limit orders are not guaranteed to be executed, so this is actually, you're going to be a lot more in control. So I want to make sure that we do that one instead of the market, which is market order is immediately matched the best available market price. I don't want to do that. I think limit is a lot more powerful because I'm in control of what's happening. So right now, Bitcoin's sitting at 66,348. I think it's probably going to go down. I'm going to put it at 66,000. Yeah. All right, so I've just changed the price to 66,000 here. And what that means is my order will sit in the order book, but in the moment Bitcoin touches 66,000 USDT, my buy fills automatically. Until then, nothing happens. I'm in control. I'm not chasing the market, which we love. Okay, then do you see the total amount down at the bottom here? That's how much USDT we want to spend. So for this demo, I'm going to quickly just pop in 50 USDT and then see what happens. It's automatically filled out the amount of Bitcoin I would get with 50 USDT, and that would come to 0.00075 of a Bitcoin. I don't have to do any maths. SuperEx does that. Also, a quick little note is that we've got our available balance down here. Mine's 15 USDT. I don't have enough funds to process this transaction, but this is just for the demo's sake, okay? And then the most important part is take profit and stop loss. So I'm just going to click on this little tick here, and two new fields have shown up. The first one is TP trigger. That's our take profit. I'm going to put that one at 70,000. And SuperEx pretty much just tells me there in red that when my price reaches 70,000, it'll trigger a market order, and my estimated P&L will be 3 USDT, and that means if Bitcoin moves from 66,000 to 70,000, the platform sells my Bitcoin automatically. I get to lock in my profit while I'm asleep, while I'm at work, anywhere. We love that. And then the other part that we need to fill in is our SL trigger. That's our stop loss. So I'm going to set that one at, let's do 60,000 just to keep our numbers nice and round. So 60,000 USDT. So it's the same kind of logic, so but opposite direction. If Bitcoin crashes to 60,000 USDT, crashes from 66,000 to 60,000 USDT, the platform will sell automatically, and I lose 4.5 USDT. You don't lose 20, you don't lose 50. My downsize is capped. And remember, SuperEx is going to show you that when the price reaches 70,000, it will trigger a market order. Just make sure you guys read all of this and trust it. Yeah, that's SuperEx is not trying to scam you guys. It is trying to help you every step along the way, and just listen to everything it has to say. And pretty much we did that within a span of like what, a minute or two. And that's all you really need to do. Just double check that you have the right amount of USDT in your balance, and you get to click buy the Bitcoin. And then once you've bought it, it will be live in your open orders down below here. Yeah, honestly, for a spot trade, all you have to do is pair what you want. So remember, pairing is up here. You choose which pair. You buy. You click buy in green. I chose then limit order. I put my price, how much I want to put in there, and then I put my TP and my SL, and then I click buy. 7 steps, less than 2 minutes once you've done it like a few times. Super straightforward, and we love that. But yeah, that's for spot trading. Let's quickly go over future so you guys have a bit of an understanding of that as well. All right, this one has a couple little extra elements, so just remember that and take note. So first, we're going to want to look at, we want to pick our margin mode. I'm going to click here where it says isolated. Sometimes when you first use the SuperEx, it's going to say cross. So this pop-up appears and 3 choices come up. Just make sure you decide what you want, because this is going to decide what happens when things go wrong, okay? So the first one is cross margin mode. So every position you have under this asset shares one single margin balance. So if one trade tanks, the system will pull from the other position margin to prevent liquidation. I know it sounds nice, but if everything crashes at once, you can lose your entire futures wallet and not just one position. That's why I don't particularly like it. Whereas isolated margin mode, which is the one that I would use, you assign a fixed amount of margin for each position. If the trade goes against you, you only use that allocated margin. The rest of your wallet is safe, and that one's really, really recommended for beginners. And then we have split margin mode, so kind of like isolated, but you transfer a specific amount upfront. If the margin drops to less than or equal to 100%, you get liquidated and the trader can lose all the margin in that sub account. But yeah, so once you've decided which one you like, you just click confirm. For the first month or two, until you guys fully understand what the cross and split actually stand for, I would say let's stick to isolated. It's just a lot safer, and we like that. Okay, and then we're going to choose our leverage. Mine currently says 30 times, and you're going to click there. And you've got the plus and minus buttons to fine tune what you want, or you can drag this along here all the way from 1 times to 150 times. Just make sure to read the warnings carefully, because really SuperEx is trying to make sure you understand what you're doing. So at 150 times, 0.66% move against you wipes you out. Then at 10 times, it takes a 9% move. At 3 times, you can survive a 30% crash. Higher leverage isn't bigger profits, it's smaller margin for the same position size, which means tighter liquidation distance, okay? So for beginners, I often would say start with 3 or 5 times. You want to learn the platform and not risk it all in one day. You can increase it later. I'm going to just stick to 30 just because I like my rounded numbers for the time being. And it's honestly, 30 is not too bad. I just wouldn't go up too much higher. All right, now we're going to set, sorry, just looking at my fur babies. Now we're going to set the actual order. We're using the limit order mode, similar to spot. This lets you just pick the exact buy price instead of taking the market. I like being in control here. Maybe a little bit of a control freak, but that is okay. So with the price field, as I said earlier, Bitcoin's sitting at around $66,339. So I reckon it's going to go down a little bit. So I'm going to put it at 66,000, similar to what I did on spot. So that's if Bitcoin drops there, my order fill. If it doesn't, nothing happens. I can cancel at any time. Then we've got this here, cont and USDT. This is super important. Cont means how many contracts. So each Bitcoin contract on SuperEx is equal to a specific Bitcoin quantity, whereas USDT means how much USDT you want to commit. Beginners should always just pick USDT because it's the dollar amount that we actually understand. So just make sure you've clicked USDT. How much you want to commit. Similar to spot, I will just click 50 for the time being. And that's how much capital I'm willing to commit for this trade. If we look down below, it says margin 1.66 USDT. So that's only $3 and change locked up as collateral because at 30 times leverage, 50 USDT to exposure only requires 50 divided by 30, which is about 1.66 USD margin. So that's the leverage magic. Small margin, big position, big risk too. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All right, now the most important part, similar to spot, is our take profit and stop loss. If there's one thing you can take away from this video is to always click this if you enter a futures trade, okay? Like never not do it. It's honestly just, this helps prevent you from having a really bad day. All right, so once I've clicked the TP and SL box, the two boxes just reappear. So our take profit, I'm going to put the same as our spot. I'm going to put that one at 70,000. Our SL trigger, I'm going to put at 60,000 just for the sake of this video. But yeah, so pretty much I'm saying that I'm buying Bitcoin at 66,000. But if Bitcoin jumps up to 70,000, sells automatically and I lock in my gains. Don't need to stare at the chart. The platform does it for me. And then stop loss in the opposite direction. If Bitcoin crashes to 60,000, it sells immediately and I get to cap my loss. This is the line between like losing some margin and getting completely liquidated. Only after both those are set do you click the green button or the red button. By clicking the green button, open long, it means you're betting Bitcoin goes up. Open short means you bet it goes down. Okay? Then once you click one of those two, you get to see at the bottom, this here is your open tab order. If it's a limit order that hasn't been filled yet, it's going to sit here and you can cancel at any time. But for the positions tab, once the order fills, so like if Bitcoin touches the 66,000 bid that we made, the trade moves from open orders to positions. So you'll see your entry price, your current P&L and USDT, liquidation price, and a close button. To close early, you can just click the close button. You can do a flash close, which is like market price instant, or a limit close, your chosen exit price. Once closed, the margin is returned to your futures wallet, plus or minus your P&L and minus fees. But yeah. If your TP or SL triggers automatically, the position closes itself and you'll see it in order history. But yeah, pretty much for futures, what you do is you pick your margin mode. Or remember I said isolated for beginners. Pick your leverage, start with 3 to 5 times. Set your price. Choose the USDT amount. Always TP and SL. Open long or short based on how you think it's going to happen. Then step 6 is just like manage your position from the positions tab down below. And it's as easy as that. Honestly, spot trading in futures, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And that's why I did just like a quick little overview today, because I feel like we got to do a nicer, longer overview yesterday of that. But something I did want to touch upon today is copy trading. Okay. So copy trading is where you pick a top performer and the system literally mirrors their every move into your account. Let's have a little look. Okay, so on this page, I'm going to explain what everything kind of means first. So this top section is our dashboard here. So right now my net investment and P&L are all 0 because I haven't started. Once you start copying, this is where you'll see your real-time profit and loss across all traders you follow, okay? Then we have this yellow strip here, which SuperEx also lets you flip the table and become a lead trader yourself, and you get to earn up to 10% of every dollar your copiers make. We're not doing that today, but just file that away for future knowledge. Then down here we have our trading panel right here. This is the marketplace of every public leader trader on SuperEx. The buttons across the top let you sort by copy trader, P&L, P&L percentage, total P&L, AUM. So that's assets under management, the number of copy traders, or max drawdown. So you can flip the time frame from 30 days, 7 days, whatever you would like. And then right over here, I'm making sure you guys can see that perfectly. Okay, that one is, if you already know a trader's name or UID, you can just search them there. But yeah, so we're just going to scroll down quickly and have a look. So every lead trader gets a card like this. So each card shows you the trader's profile, picture, nickname, how many copy slots they have free. So 1 out of 200 means they're like nearly empty and they have room for you. Their headline P&L percentage in green or red, and a mini PNL chart. So this part is the real important information that you have right down here. So this is the 30-day P&L, 30-day copper traders P&L. That's how much money their copiers actually made, AUM, and all the important max drawdown. So a drawdown tells you the biggest drop from peak to trough, and a trader can have like a plus 200% P&L, but if their drawback is 70%, that means they almost blew it at some point. So always check their drawdown. And then right here, the yellow copy trading button at the bottom of each person's card. If you click into that, you can then have a look more information, but I first want to show you a smarter way. We're going to click on the trader's name to open up their full details first. All right, so I clicked on, I had this page already opened. I clicked on SuperEx right up here. Okay. So, and this is everything that they have right now. So on the top right, the big yellow copy button, we'll get there in a second. These 5 numbers right here tell you who you're dealing with. So days trading, 102. That's not bad. That's like, what, a third of a year? That's pretty substantial. Current copiers, 1 out of 200. Basically empty, so there's plenty of room. Total copy traders, 3. So historically, 3 people have copied them. Okay, that's interesting. Closed portfolios, 0. They've never shut down a strategy mid-flight. Profit sharing ratio is 10%. So if you make money, they take 10% of the fee. And I think that's pretty fair because they are the ones doing the work and we're just copying, right? All right, and then this graph here is the performance metrics, the P&L percentage. It shows all the numbers that we've got the max drawdown. Where are we? Max drawdown. Oh, here we go. Max drawdown, 36%. That's actually honestly not bad. And then we have net investment. Net investment is $1,193. Margin balance, $647. Notice that the unrealized P&L is at 0. And then they currently have open positions that they are losing. All right, so just read everything that you read, every little bit of detail before you want to commit to one specific person, and jump between a couple different users just to see if you found the correct one that you want to follow. I personally haven't found someone that I want to follow just yet, but that's mainly because I haven't dabbled into copy trading just yet. I've been focusing on my spot and futures, okay? And then you can also look here. On the right hand side is the P&L percentage chart for the last 30 days. If you want to see an uptrend, you really do want to see like an uptrend without any like too much zigzag. Like a smooth up is kind of like the dream, and I don't see that, so probably not someone that I would be following. So yeah, just make sure that you guys have a look at the position history as well, current positions, transfer history, copy user. Yeah, just go through every little bit of information that is provided on this page, because that's going to ensure that you are happy with the decision that you've made when going into this, okay? Okay, now we get to click copy now. So if I click copy now, this page is going to come up here. So this is the copy trading setup page, all right? So first, copy trading amount. So the minimum is at 10 USDT. The maximum is 200,000. My futures wallet has 15 USDT, so I should be putting 15 in, but for the demo, I like to put 50 just because. But it also does show you follow amount exceeds available balance, so I wouldn't actually be able to follow through with that. Okay, then I'm going to read this description box really carefully. 3 rules. First, open positions proportionally. If the lead trader uses a 10% of their balance on a Bitcoin long, you also use 10% of yours. Second, margin mode will be the same as the lead traders. So if they use cross, you use cross. Third, your leverage will match the lead trader's leverage. You don't get to override these. You're literally riding shotgun, okay? You need to understand that, guys, that copy trading is we are essentially copying. You do have control over how much you're putting in there, okay? You do get a safety belt, which is what I'm going to show you right now, and I always recommend you do this. Okay, the advanced settings right here. The first one is the position take profit. I'm going to set that at 50% P&L, meaning if my copy amount hits 50% gain on any single position, SuperEx auto closes it and locks in my win. I don't get greedy, I take that profit. This is where my control comes in, and I want to make sure that I'm going to get what I want. Position stop loss right below that, I'm going to set that at, let's go 30%. So 30% P&L. So if any position is down 30%, the position cuts it. No matter what the lead trader does, you bail. This is our circuit breaker. Without it, a bad trader can blow up your whole account. Like, I know that's not their goal because they are trying to win funds themselves, but some people are just riskier than others. So you want to make sure that you put in a comfortable place that you're willing to go in. And then we've got a max margin order per order, okay? For this, I'm going to put, just for the sake, 20. So this caps how much margin gets used on any single trade. So even if the lead trader goes nuts and puts like 80% of their balance on one TRX moonshot, your copy account will commit only 20 USD to it. So critical risk control. Below the advanced settings, you tick the 2 checkboxes, one confirming the 10% sharing ratio. Like, that's, you can't really get out of that, sorry guys, and that you've read and agree to the copy trading service agreement, okay? Once you've done that, you click copy trading, and then you're going to be copying Sir Bright's experience. It's as easy as that, guys, all right? Once you're done copying, you can monitor and manage everything from my copy trading page. That's the button at the, let's go back to you. Here we go. So you can go click onto your copy trading page just to track everything that's happening. And then you'll see each active subscription. So which trader, how much you've allocated, current P&L, also a stop button for every trader. One click, you can stop following them and open positions close out at market. So there's also a history of every trade and the platform copied for you with profit, loss, and fees, okay? So everything will be there. But just make sure when you're going through everyone that you do your research, okay? I don't want you guys to be just going because, oh, that person has a cool name. Yeah, let's not do it that way. We really want to make sure you're going into it with the right mindset and you know who you're going to be copying. Quick little overview of that. So first you browse the marketplace, right? You just scroll down. You make sure you look at the drawdown, not just P&L. Then read the trader's full details. So that's when you click onto their name. The day's trading, drawdown, P&L chart. Step 3, click copy now. And then that's the third page that pops up. You choose your amount, minimum 10 USDT. Then you open the advanced settings. You set your TP, SL, max margin per order. This is so important that you always do this, or else you could just lose everything by copying someone who is going crazy with their funds, okay? Step 5, monitor weekly from my copy trading page. I recommend that you guys just do weekly check-ins. Like, if you want to do a daily check-in, that's totally fine too. For me, the whole reason why I like to be on SuperEx is that I don't have to be constantly following it too much. I make sure I set my TP and SLs to make sure that I feel secure in whatever I'm doing, and that I don't have to be constantly checking exactly what is happening, okay? My honest advice for this is start with 20 to 50 USDT and one trader for a month. See how it actually performs in your account, not just the screenshots that are shown on the marketplace. Then you can scale up if it works, okay? I think that's really important for any order. If you're doing spot, futures, copy trading, I want you guys to be starting small and then go from there. But yeah, if you found this video helpful at all, like, subscribe, and drop some comments below. If you have a trader that you want to start copying, put their ID in the comments below. I'll go check them out and let you know what I think of them in our next coming live stream. Our next 2 live streams will come up in around 2 weeks' time. in 1 week's time. And I will have 2 live streams. But yeah, if you guys are interested in SuperEx, feel free to click on the link that I've sent through. SuperEx is just a great platform to start off with, even for beginners or more experienced traders. Like I said, I started 2 months ago, and I feel like I definitely got a hang of it now. Alrighty, thanks so much, guys, for tuning in today. Hopefully, I'll give you a positive update with my fur babies when we go to the vet today. But yeah, take care, and I hope you have an amazing